Good morning, stampers and crafters. Welcome to Tina's Crafty Ink Spot. Well, I have a fun technique for you today. Every Christmas, I make about probably 24 of these. And I've done it for so many years that many people come to expect them. And if I forget them in my mailing list, boy, I sure hear about it. Especially my sister. She counts on getting them. They are little calendar easel cards. There's a little calendar on there, little notepad I connect to it, and they're super fun, super simple. And I'm going to show you that today. We're going to make one together. We're going to probably make this one because I really like the way this one came out. I did a bright and cheery one here with some bright daffodil. And you can, I couldn't find any, and sometimes I'll do this, find those little mini pens, and you can connect one in here. I did a pencil, but I really didn't want that because I think it'll draw in there. I mean, I guess you can put it in there upside down, you know, sort of deal there, but I'll have to look and see if I can find some pens, but that little add-on is something you can always do later. So below in the blog post, I will include a PDF that's got the exact measurements, how to make the easel itself, and all the pieces. I'm also going to include, I made a little sheet of notes that you can cut these little things out and stick them with your card so that, you know, not everybody knows that, hey, pick that up and fold it. You know what I mean? So it just lets the recipient know that is how it works, that you pick it up and that it stands on its own. So I'll include a PDF so you can put these little tiny notes on how to display their card in with your card if you'd like. So for today's card, I'm going to be using the Treasured Kindness, and I try to pick sets that it gives a good message, something they're going to read throughout the year. You know, looking at their little calendar on their desk or whatever. And the bonsai tree is one. This is an adorable little stamp set, but it also, depending on people's beliefs, symbolizes harmony or balance and patience. Sometimes in some cultures it may even include luck. So I kind of wanted to bring that in as what, you know, that symbolizes. So that's the one we're going to use today. You'll need some soft succulent cardstock. I also have some of the distressed gold cardstock because it goes amazing with this textured chic, and I love that it's got a little bit of pink in there. It's got the gold, so we'll be using some of the textured chic DSP. So let me set this aside and let's get started. So let's bring in our paper trimmer, and if you look at the sheet, the easel card is 4 1/4 by 11, the base card. Then you score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. So let's go 4 1/4 lengthwise. Set one piece aside. You'll need that later. And then this is already 11 inches. So we're going to score it at 2 3/4. And 5 1/2. So I love that these just mail in a normal A2 envelope. I really do. And there, score that. I should have brought my scorer over. And look at there. There's your easel already. You're done. How simple is this, right? And I'll own it. I am not very good at fun folds. I really am not. But this one is so simple I can't even mess it up. Yes, me. I can't even mess it up. And I don't know what it is. I just have such a hard time with some fun folds. And then I get determined to do them, and I'll spend a whole day trying to figure out how somebody did something. Okay, so we've got our base. And then you need the piece that goes on the easel, right? So that'll be this other piece. And all we're going to do is cut that at 5.5. And then we decorate it. How simple, right? I think that's all we need the cutter for. Oh no, we're going to have to cut our DSP. So then this piece goes here. See what I'm saying? So we're going to decorate this, and then when it folds down, it goes flat. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one. But you know what I did? I forgot to bring over. I did this one with berry vanilla. Although this one comes out beautifully with the white, this texture, this kind of gold, and the texture of the DSP, I just thought the white would be a little too bold, even though the calendar's white. So let me go grab a piece of berry vanilla. So I have a piece of berry vanilla. Alright, so let's start with our matting and such, okay? Now you can go crazy decorating the back and all that if you want. I did add the sentiment space on the inside where you can write a note to the recipient. Okay, so let's get started. So we already know we need a piece of the distressed gold that's going to be 4 by 5.25. Isn't this distressed gold beautiful? Love it. So let's go 4. Five and a quarter. There's our mat for that. We need another piece of gold that I'm going to go ahead and put around the calendar and around the notepad, just to kind of draw it through. So let me grab my ruler. I think it's 2 by 3. I believe. These little calendars come from Tailored Expressions, and I will put a link. I mean, you get like 10 of them for $6 or something crazy. I don't tie me to that. I'll put a link. So these are 2.25 by 3, which is like a business card size. So that means we need a piece of gold that is 2.5 by 3.25. So that'll fit. That will mat our little calendar right there. There. In fact, I'll just stick that on there while we're doing that. Let that dry. Got it centered on there. Set that aside. And now we need a mat for our, I'm going to go ahead and use it. You can go to the dollar store and get tons of these little post-it notes, little packs of them. This one I went pink, but I'm going to go green on this. So this measures 3 by 3. So we need 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Just doing a 1/4 inch larger, which gives you an 1/8 inch border. Save these little gold scraps, you can use them for all kind of stuff. Alright, so let's add this to here. I would use, when you're doing your calendar and your notepad, either glue or double-sided tape. You want something fairly strong. Okay, we got our notepad, sticky notepad together, and we'll set that aside. Okay. Now we need a piece of very vanilla. That's, if we did, what did we do here? We did 4 by 5 1/4. So we need a piece of vanilla that is 3 3/4. We're going 1/4 inch smaller, remember? So it'll be 3 3/4 by 5. I will put together like all the matte measurements and stuff in the blog post. What I did for each of these measurements. That way you have. I'll probably just type up a PDF of it. So see, there we go. And this is our image piece. Now we did some little DSP here and here. So let's grab our DSP. I'm going to go ahead and do my note one. And my note one I want on the inside of where it folds. Okay, so I'm going to do it on the inside of this panel here. Just so you can write a little note for somebody. And that measures, the inside of that measures, it measures about 2 3/4 by, should be 4 1/4. Okay, so we want 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 by 4, I think. And grab a piece of gold. Oh yeah, that's 4. We'll just do 2 1/2. And that goes right on the inside here. Sometimes I just assemble them as I cut them because then I don't get confused what little pieces went to what. Okay, and now we need the greeting piece, another piece of vanilla. It should be 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Let's see if this piece is big enough. There we go. 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. You can stamp a greeting, write a greeting, leave it blank. It's kind of up to you. You can stamp some more images in there if you want. I kind of try to keep them a little simple so that they're not too overwhelming. Okay, so now we need a piece of DSP here which should also be it should be 2.5 by 4. Let's grab a piece of DSP. 2.5 by 4. Isn't this DSP beautiful? Look at that. Even the backside, it's hard not to know which one to use. So we need 2.5 by 4. And we'll put that on this inside flap. God, I love this gold paper. This kind of goes perfectly with the distressed gold. Okay, now this is the piece where your sticky note pad's going to go. So this is like 5.5 by 4.25. So we need 4 by 5.25 piece of DST. I kind of want some of these pinks in here. I just really like that. So let's go 4. 5.25. We're going to go ahead. It's just easier for me to glue it down as we go. That way you don't get all your pieces mixed up that are laying in a pile somewhere. Just the way I work anyway. I can forget why I went into a room, that's just why I cut something a certain size. Just saying. Okay, now we add our little notepad. Okay? And you kind of want to know, what I do is figure out kind of where my easel's going to sit. So even if you decide not to do the notepad, you kind of want to put whatever's going here where you want your easel to stop. Okay, where you want it to prop up at. So I'm kind of just going to center this and come up just a hair off the bottom for this. And it should work perfect. So if you didn't want to use sticky note, you could use a button or an embellishment or whatever you want right there. I'm just going to center this right about there. Voila. So we basically have our card base done. Okay, this is all the back side, so you don't really need to do much with that. If you wanted to do a big greeting, you can always put your greeting panel on the very back, which would be on the bottom when it's standing. It's endless what you can do with it. Okay, so now let's do our main panel. See how quick and simple this is? So I will bring in my image piece. Now, when I did this, when you're doing your image, I wanted to remember where my calendar was. So all I do is I take my calendar, take this cover sheet off, maybe we will. I'm just going to take that off. So I know that my calendar is going to probably go about like that. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put just a little tiny pencil mark. And that's going to tell me that my image has to stay in this space above there. Just a way that I do it. You don't have to do that if you're really good or good at all. I just Like I said, I can't remember what I had for breakfast. I remember how far down I need to go. Alright, let's grab our stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and glue these two together so it's done. Now, something you can do, which I should have done to preserve your gold paper, is the majority of this is going to be covered. In hindsight, what I would do is I'd cut out the center of this, so you have extra and you could actually use it as one of your mats. I should have been not so wasteful and done that. So on the piece that goes on your image sheet, cut out the center and use it for one of your other mats. I should have done that instead of wasting it, because it's going to be covered except for this, our image sheet. It's kind of a waste. My bad. Alright, let's get stamping. So we are going to, this is a two-step stamp set. Oh my gosh, say it fast 4 times. Two-step stamp set. So that means that like you stamp the tree trunk and you stamp it again with the color. Same with the leaves, yeah, branches. So I'm going to start with my tree trunk. I'm going to bring in my stamparatus because I cannot do. You definitely almost need the stamparatus for this one so that you can line up your stamped images. Let me move this stuff aside. Okay, so I want to start with the tree trunk. There's my tiny little line. I'm going to try to do this without sticking my head in the camera, but you kind of have to line up your stamps when you're doing this one. It's not hard, it's just small. So I'm going to put my tree trunk above my line, center it. I'm going to stamp this in soft suede. Isn't that cool looking? Looks intimidating to get the leaves on there, but it's really not. I'll show you. So now I need the other part of the tree trunk, which is this. And it's, oh, almost, right, dropped it. So what I want to do is, you'll see, since it's photopolymer, you can see through there to line it up. My problem is it sticks to my fingers. So we're just lining it up over that. Pick it up, and then I'm going to stamp it in crumb cake. So all it's doing is coloring your tree trunk. That's all it's doing. See that? Look at the dimension it adds when you do that. So cool. Okay, so now we need the branches. Now there's 2 sets of branches on this set. There's the solid kind of image, and then there's the kind of adds dimension. So for the solid, I'm going to do my lighter color, which is going to be the soft succulent. And then for the darker leaves, I'm going to use the evening evergreen. It's going to look really cool, watch. It just does. So let's grab our solid clouds. And these line up. There's little tiny, I don't know if you can see it, little tiny scallops at the bottoms of these. And if you line them up, they line up perfectly with these branches. Let's see if I can do this without putting my head in the camera. Oops. Had it and I moved it. Okay. Hopefully I didn't have my head in the camera. We're going to go with it. Alright, so we're going to do the lighter color, which is the soft succulent. Let's see if I line them up without putting my head over it. Oh yeah, it looks great. Alright, now I'm going to add another coat to that. So it's nice and softened. Looks pretty just like that even. And now we're going to bring in the second step. And you do the same thing, you just line it up on the scallops. A little easier because you can line it up with the color now. Oh, I had it, moved it. Now we'll use Evening Evergreen and watch how it makes these branch clusters just pop. Boom. Look at this. You have to see. It just really gave it a beautiful two-tone. Look at that. Isn't that a cute little tree? See, I could have gone down a little bit farther on my branch. Matter of fact, I could probably... No, I don't want to mess it up. It should be okay. Well, let me see if I can bring... Maybe bring the light one back in. Because I only missed it right here. I didn't line it up. So I'm going to stamp just that cluster with my lighter ink. Okay, so let's see if I can do just that. I'm going to go get my Stampin' Right marker. And we're going to do stamp, marker to stamp. So I've got my soft succulent marker. And since I only want this little leaf cluster, so you get to see how I recover from stamping boo-boos. Let's see if I can do that. There we go, that'll work. Trying to get it a little darker. Alright, let's grab the Evening Evergreen. Maybe bring that down a little. See, this is why I told you I would have had my head in the camera. You really kind of got to look down on it. But that's okay, we're going to fix it. Look at that, we fixed it. Oop, saved. As my husband would say, nobody would have noticed that but me. Well, yeah, other stampers might have noticed. Never know who's going to get one of my cards. Alright, so we've got our bonsai tree. I forgot to do the sun. Oh, I don't know that I can do it. Originally, you would do this first and then stamp the tree. Well, let's see if it turns out. I don't know if it will, but we'll find out. Put the sun over it. You could always, put the sun off to the side. Wanna try that? Let's see what that looks like. Alright, do as I say, not as I do. I would stamp your lightest colors first, which means your sun would have done first. And I'm just going to use Delta Light. And we're just going to put our sun off to the side on this one. Sometimes mistakes are happy little mistakes, you know, the whole Bob Ross. It's a happy little mistake. And this works just fine right here with the sun over there. There we go. And now we will add our greeting, which is, you are wonderful in every way. You know, on these, I like to put some sort of sentiment that is like this one, that's kind of empowering. You know, they're looking at their little calendar every day. It's on their desk. So you want to give them something positive. And I'm going to go ahead and do that in black. I'll do that in black memento. Look at that. I'm going to do one more time so it's nice and solid. Looking good. We're almost done already. I'll close my inks because I just stuck my fingers right in there closing it. So I'm going to take a little eraser and erase that pencil mark we made. And now this goes on. What happened to my... See, I already lost one. Oh, there it is. Silly. So this goes on here. So actually these are really simple and fast to make. Now we'll add our calendar that we matted. There you go. Look at that. Look how quick and simple that is. Now, to put it to your easel, the easiest way is fold it in half, and you are only going to glue to the bottom half. You can use your double-sided tape or your glue. So I just put it right here. Line up your card. And there you go. You have your easel calendar. See how fun and simple that is? That is it. And then you just can put your little note in there. My family loves these for the holidays. So you can use whatever you got. I mean, any stamp set. You can use flowers, daisies, oh my god, any DSP you have. Just go have fun with it. It's quick and easy. I will include the PDF diagram of this that shows you how to make it, and I'll also include the diagram notes. And then here's your easel card diagram that'll have the measurements and the card front and everything on it for you. I will also include the supplies I used for this and all the measurements of the DSP and papers. And I really hope you enjoyed today's quick easel card calendar. Have a happy stamping day and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.